I came here to kick butt and drink monsters, and I'm all out of monsters. Telephone love. I'm about to play some music today. Hold on, let me get my monster. Y'all remember that old 90s reggae? Bombastic. I'm coming sneaking today, right? I went to the art museum yesterday with my nephew. Telephone love. Well, I guess now I should be internet love. It sounds so sweet on the phone. Boom. Telephone. Remember Shabba. Moxie Brewster and Shabba. I'm in a wrong mood today, y'all. Because something is playing with our minds. Telephone, internet love. It sounds so sweet on the phone. Internet love, always leave me alone. Yeah, internet love. I got 1 million subscribers, but no friends. A telephone love, leave me empty, but I come back again. Oh, please hit like and subscribe, and maybe that way I'll feel alive. Boom, 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 boom. Let me see if I can play the bass line. It's 3 notes, but it sounds complicated, doesn't it? Folks, simplify. Telephone love, it sounds so sweet on the phone. Telephone love, you make my day every time. Yeah, it sounds so sweet on the line. What's up, y'all? The Art Museum. Boom, 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 boom. Look, a bunch of y'all still asleep. Everybody in his house is tripping right now, dude. One dude, he's been gone for a couple nights. He just got back. He's sweating. Politics. Our rights are all being taken away. I have nobody to talk to. I'm thinking, man, you know, house full of dudes with nothing but time on their hands. I'll talk to you. He's sweating. I can tell there's a reason why he just left. I'm glad, because he's sitting out here figuring it all out in 20 minutes. Doesn't happen that way. Baby steps, ladies and gentlemen. Itty bitty. Sometimes eensy weensy, for some teeny tiny quantum steps, everyone. That way you gain some ground. How are you? Yes. Oh no, I know. It's incredible what sits above us right now and what is us. Oh, just craggy. Mocha, yes! And 300 milligrams of caffeine. Extraordinary. Oh, and then some real coffee. It's instant, but why shouldn't there be nobody here? My channel is white. So for years now, I just sit around and I try. I mean, I do, I use a few explanatives. Sort of a dash of ebonics. But I'm really a very tempered, middle of the road channel. I just Jesso. Jess of... Yeah, hey. Hi, Sir Chief. Divide and conquer. And don't look at the numbers. And keep it simple. The hum that is all over the world now. There's a few different hums. Hey, 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 ooh, ooh, ooh. I think I'll play a song or two today and see if I can't alleviate the hum. Don't want you to do anything that you don't want to do. No, 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 no. I don't want you to be anything that you don't want to do. If you don't want to be for me, baby, don't want you to go, no. If you don't really want to go, I'll stick around for a little while. Don't want your money, I work hard for mine. Just want to make a little music with you sometime. But there's one little thing that I want you to do for me. Why won't you listen to me? Baby, please listen. You're so fine, you're so great. 1 out of a million out of the whole human race. I'm gonna ask your mama and your daddy too. It'd be alright if I went out for a while with you. Don't matter, even if they say it's okay. These things ain't working, girl, just the way you say. Cause as we roll down the street, I know you might miss a beat. So there's one little thing that I want you to do for me. Why won't you listen to me? Baby, please listen to me. Hey! There still ain't nobody here. And I don't care. Yesterday, early in the day, my nephew called me. And I was just like, hey, you want to go to the store? Grab some food? Anything you need? What's up? Because I'm having breakfast over on this side of town with my sponsor. Do you know that we all need mentors? And how many of you have a mentor right now? If you're a man, hopefully a man, maybe a woman, hopefully a serious mentorship. None of us, probably. He called me and I'm like, well, I'm over in this part of town. I'll come get you. And he's like, yeah, let's go to the park. Ding! Something magical happened. I snatch him up. We go to the park and we're just chilling. Because my mom just passed, his grandmother, and he was very close to my mom. And we just sat under the huge oak trees and elm trees. And it began pouring on us. It just began totally pouring on us. It's okay. She was suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's for the last 10 years. We'll talk about that. Huh? There's some research that shows that it's actually a type of diabetes, potentially. And there's a certain nutrient that the brain, it's not that people lose their memories, it's that they can't access it. Well, it's Planet Know-It-All. It truly is. I mean, I'm this close to, I got a bonus Friday. Can't believe it. 6 months of living right, giving up the grudge and falling into the high, and recognizing that I'm the problem. It's interesting. If there's bunches of problems in my life, then there's no solution. But if I'm the problem, I can fix everything. Let me repeat that. If I'm the problem, then there just might be a solution. And it would help if I had a mentor or two or three to help me unravel this confusing, very misleading thing called life. My mama taught me how to play guitar, and my father, of course. Both of them. They were musical geniuses. So he and I are standing in the pouring rain until it got too hard. And then we realized it was a monsoon. I'm Majolner. I always love it when you pop in. So we jump in the car and we're just talking and talking. You know, I put the wipers on. It's so humid in Cincinnati right now that I do feel for people all over the world. And yet I find it, again, rather ironic, very interesting that I've lived here my whole life. Kind of used to it. We jump in the car. And then I'm like, let's go to the art museum. I just out of nowhere. I've been wanting to for a while. And he and I cruise up to Mount Adams. And we're driving around the parking lot. And there's nowhere to park because there was a wedding. And it was just packed. And as usual, I got frustrated. But I didn't notice it. And he noticed it. And he said, calm down, Uncle. We'll find a parking spot. Lo and behold, there are all kinds of extra little parking spots. Not right next to the place. But we found one. Made it, there was a huge wedding, so he was, just like, is there a wedding? And I'm like, I walked up and just asked somebody. I don't care, size 13 steel-toe boots with my blue jeans tucked into my socks, killer ticks, don't get me, and projectile poop don't flow down my, we're going to get into my notes, folks, the media now. The projectile, what's the name of the new thing? Cyclosporiasis. I mean, there's a cyclops with diarrhea, and it's coming out the spory. It's incredible. And you got ticks now. We got to watch out for those. What else? We got arsenic in the rice, poop bacteria, and don't play music with Clive Davis because you'll end up dead. It's incredible. Boy, be afraid of your shadow. Be afraid of your neighbor. Make sure to get a ring door cam because it's incredible. Too many broken fingers. You're in Cincy. I'm just an hour south. Wow, there's nobody here. My channel is nuked. Because I talk about super cutting edge stuff that ends up being everywhere. The big channels watch. And I have nothing against it, man. This is a world now where you can, where what creators, if it's not buttoned down, and this has been happening, folks, for millennia. People who create stuff, it gets adopted and spread, and anybody who can will button it down and patent it. It's fine, no big deal. Big channels are tentative. And yet there's one who stepped up. Jesse on BP Earthwatch. He started a new channel, and it's just boldly titled Sumerian History Channel. And he actually will answer your comments. And he's tying everything happening in right now. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. I actually have Jesse bumps. I have Nibi bumps. Because it's been 10 years since Steve Olson left. And Prep Aussie and all the people, all the champions of the NEMESIS NIBIRU, the Sky community, truthers in terms of not politics, religion, bump all that. I'm so tired of being afraid of shadows, ticks, and now the projectile diarrhea. I had to Google how to spell diarrhea. Skynet after disclosure. Skynet dictates what people want. I know. There will be people here. Because what I'm learning how to do is to access the deep wellspring of simple things that even I am forgetting. Like going to the art museum. Or faith. Or the fact that when all is said and done, a few people still watch. The fact that there's a delay on my channel of at least 5 to 10 minutes, and that maybe a few more people will show up, but I'm not one to give up. What does happen is I begin to become distracted. My thought process becomes fractured. A lot of ego, actually, probably all ego, infuses into what I'm attempting to do, what I mean to do, and then I looked at numbers. Ego food. It's like cereal or dog food. It's like a dog returning to its own vomit. And if you're a human, then you've seen an animal at some point go back to its own fucking vomit, which is exactly what these fucking numbers try to do to me, and I'm not falling for it. Give me a minute. I'm gonna go fucking take a puff off a cigarette, and get ready to rock in the astral plane and do battle in the unseen, in the heavenlies. This shit is so real, man. And they think that a couple of fucking numbers at the beginning of my little trek, which can so easily be distracted, dissuaded, ego, nobody's here, fuck it, I'll quit the video. I start hoping that there's at least 10 people. I won't curse, get out of hand, be me. I always try to suppress this right here. I do. And I can't call it righteous indignation. It's just, why try? It's Ephesians. The whole armor of God. We'll just start at verse 10. Finally, my brother, and all this fighting against religions and with the Bible, who cares? I don't care if you're able to focus your chi energy, your chakras, your Jedi ninja badassery, which we all have, and let it be filtered by religion or how you pronounce fucking who cares? Jesus went to India to study Buddhism. Buddhism was around 2,000 years before Christianity. There have been 7 reincarnations of someone who was sacrificed on a tree. Give it all up. But faith and our spirituality, whatever language it is, if you're able to focus your chi, then you've achieved some sort of badassery, which I'd rather have right now than holiness or fitting in at church or making sure that I tithe 10% so everyone can see and I don't say fuck. And I never smoke. You got me stuck. Righteousness is found in the streets, on the corner, at night, in places where people are trying to, pull themselves up financially and in the floods. Look at Missouri right now. Look at India. Look at China. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities. That means sneaky little fuck things that hide in the corners and shadows, and they do. I've seen them. They're real. This stuff isn't just to put people to bed on time. I'm read Ephesians tonight and touches, unseen. Give me a fucking minute. See if a few more people show up. Oh boy. Drink me some aftershave. Been doing this 10 fucking years. 4 people. Okay, I'm all right. You know, I'm a storyteller, and shit, just singing that song right there, you know, it takes a certain beauty of life and a recognition and a humility to do what's real, you know, versus what I want to do today is go buy an Xbox. Now I really want to go buy an Xbox. I really do. It's in my notes. I want to go buy an Xbox because YouTube doesn't give a fuck about me anymore. People don't care. You know, I'm looking up BP Earthwatch, Jesse. I'm keeping an eye on him now. I'm actively searching out his channel because he's the only one who's acting like a team player. Like he actually answers Seven. That's all he has to fucking do is acknowledge my existence. God damn, after 10 years of doing this, one fucking big channel at least went high. Because they watch. I've heard it from a whole lot of people. They watch. And he's not coming off as, I'm so great, because he's not. Jesse's humble. I couldn't believe it when I saw his channel. Sumerian History channel. He answers comments. He's got a backup, somebody there named Lori, I think, Lori D, or somebody who answers comments. It's fucking like a family again after 10 years of this wasteland of, oh shit, I better hurry up and get subscribers. I'm sure people buy subscribers to look like what the fuck? And I got 3 people here. And the cutting edge shit when it comes to what's going on. Not anything black and white. I don't like proof and stuff, but the cutting edge. And there's one fucking person in the video. Wow. Well, fuck it. Might as well read through the shit and practice it. See, and there it is. I go straight from, hi everybody, I'm playing some music. I'm somewhat reserved. I'm slightly gentrified to, fuck it. I was listening to somebody last night, or the financial advisor, rather than trying to save money in such an informative person. Well, you know, I'd rather do this with these badass notes that I've compiled over the last week than go blow $500, $300 to $500 for the console. In a house full of grown-ass men, the hundreds that have been through this place, of course, none of them pay rent. They all stay and then leave. But there's 2 Xbox controllers sitting in there. So there's $100 fucking wasted that probably won't work because it all continues to be updated and shit. So I'll stress out all day. Spend $500 on the console, which comes with a controller. I'll buy another one just to try to be fucking nice because they're, you know, a game or two. Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, right? The last one, because they're not selling, because nobody gives a fuck about Tomb Raider. God of War, I play that. I like third person dungeon crawl, but nobody makes them because everything's first person shooter. Kill them. So I'll go spend about $1,000. You know, let's say $700, $600 today, because I hate this. I don't want to bug anybody in this house and get beat up. And I'll buy, you know, how big of a fucking TV can I fit there? Next to my fucking suitcase, because I haven't had a place to live. And, you know what I mean? I'll make that my focus. I'll have to get a table. Maybe I'll use this. Maybe that little stupid thing somebody left here. You know, figure out how to fucking, you know, but I'll end up sitting like this on the floor playing video games. And I'll enjoy it for about 20 minutes. And then I'll realize I already almost beat this Tomb Raider game. Why aren't they making any more? So I'll cop a resentment. And then I'll, play God of War until I realize after, you know, about 20 minutes that I've already played most of that. And the new one is even harder and I can't beat it. So what's the use? And then I'll start watching Netflix and I'll just be a little bit happier because instead of my cell phone, it'll be bigger and I'll feel important. For about 5 minutes. And then I'll want to take all that shit back. But what's happening right now is that men, especially, yes, you do get to feel special right now, men. You do. Stop blaming everything. Dude that came in here, he was jacked. He was sweating and shit. I mean, I know it's hot outside, but he's in here talking. Nobody will listen to me, and fucking, they're fucking cutting all of our balls off, and everybody's turning into girls. I came in and I was like, well, hey man, we can talk. I know. We should collaborate. No. You're gonna sit here and you're getting close to the mark, which is that we're all being emasculated as a society. But then you're gonna start blaming it on, femininity, which is what And I thought to myself, all right, go outside, don't go live yet. He's gonna sweat a little bit more, look around, get bored, and he's back out the door. Wonder where the fuck he's headed. There's 4 people. And that's because something in the timeline, by the way, folks, already knows what I'm about to say. You think the time's not being manipulated? Think CERN isn't involved in this? Somebody knows what I'm going to say. And I joke about this shit. The people in control of this whole strange flow of things, they've been aware of me since before I was born, which is why me and my twin were born way premature. They thought I was dead. And then I spent the first 3 months of my life in an incubator with a blindfold on. So now when they all say, Captain Sky shit. Sir, yeah. Asevenspaulding was your case 53 years ago. I thought he was dead. We took out all of the control protection parameters specifically for him. Who's this captain we hear of on YouTube? Sir, we thought he was dead, but somebody fucked up in the hospital. They fucked up with me somewhere because I'm still running around free with a camera in my hand videotaping the sky, which makes me more dangerous than all the big channels put together. Because I slipped through their time manipulation, their paradoxes that they plant in certain people's lives. The time bombs, the little fucking landmines that blow up. I've come to understand common sense is not so uncommon anymore. Huh? Psych, I'm kidding. Wait, let me get my Lord of the Rings real quick. Figure that one out. I like half as less as you. Oh, no, that's Misoshi. Sorry, hold on. Crying out fucking loud, dude. We are being emasculated. Chopped right off at the, what makes the family stronger, the community stronger, country stronger, and the world better is, Hi, John Boy. It makes sense if you don't think about it. I'm trying, John. It's good to see you back. I don't know who keeps fucking chopping you off like an ancient tree at the roots, but they want to separate and divide us. That's clutch to them. And yet, people like you and I still show up in our busted asshole cars on a hill or the side of the road and do what so many people seem to find so physically difficult, is to lift their arms and really focus on a regular basis on sunrise, sunset, the skies, so forth and so on. I don't care if you see Care Bears or 2 suns. We're doing something that there are planners and psychologists and military fucks sitting around, probably with a couple of demons and whoever else. Like, they're not supposed to still be able to do that. I know, sir. We're working on it. You fucks, you can't stop us. People like me and John Boy, you can't make our little channels look like shit. I know. At some point, we'll be superstars. Because this shit, they're only going to be able to hide it for a little bit longer. It's so humid here. It's so hot. I love all these channels that are coming out now. It's mostly black people, and they videos just like this. Why the heat so different? They're real honest about it too. The video starts and it shows some brother and he's like, why do the sun feel so much hotter than it used to? I'm like, furthermore, first off, brother, it ain't the fucking sun. It's You know, and right there, you know, from what I understand, I'm one of the, if not the only channel that can actually say with my fucking balls hanging between my fucking legs like a man, there's a fake sun floating around in front of all of what's going on just to blind us. And the simulator is hot and it's UV heat. So it melts shit. Just UV. It's not the old beautiful yellow glow of our real sun, which is why they butter us up with Superman and stupid ass Supergirl. You know, it's funny. The poor actress chick, you know, goofy looking motherfucking. It was like Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with Superman. It was pathetic. You know, the bad guy looked like he was an extra costume from Guardian of the Galaxies. It was about the green sun, the red sun. And this shit just came to me right fucking now. Which is part of why they don't want me to go live and want me to squash this shit. Because when I start going, something happens, folks. I'm a conduit. The red sun, I mean, I'm a fool now to have been so mad at why I gotta keep seeing about this stupid Supergirl movie. Well, fuck. I need to go back and watch all of the shit talking they're doing about the poor girl. And watch what they're saying about the suns. Holy shit. Because she gets weak when she's by a red sun. Interesting. She gets weak when she's by a fucking green sun. But her nipples get hard when she's by our normal. And very interesting. There are multiple reasons why we're cooking right now. And by the way, for all -3 of you that aren't fucking watching right now, a very merry on birthday to me. You know, fuck it. I got any shit. Is that okay, BP Earth Watch. See, I'm angry and I'm raging because of how much this sucks. And yet I'm having a great time because I see that just going live is an act of rebellion. It shows that I still have some testosterone, even though I'm 53. Who knows? You know, I wanted to be clear with everybody that I like Fanta. I'd rather have a Fanta than any other. I don't know why. But if it was a choice between Fanta and a mocha, I'd have a mocha. But if it's a chance between a mocha and a Fanta and a cup of coffee, just instant coffee with a dollop of sugar, I'd have to forego both of those beverages, not because of the canning or the companies that make them or the agenda behind the 3 fucking claw marks. It's just simply that coffee, even cold, is a delight to the senses. That sun is putting out cosmic rays that are making the ground level. Thank you, John. You just brought me back to my fucking senses. I used to insist that the fake sun was to melt the polar ice caps so that they can get to alien shit underneath. You know, I've watched too many movies, even though there is probably technology, at least ancient sort of land and structures, possibly megalithic structures, but all of this, I can't help it. You know, some of these guys that are upstairs, they're always on methadone. They're just, I walked the other night, dude in the wheelchair with one leg, he was just like this. It's about 3 in the morning. He was just. And then the old dude woke up, saw me standing there. He's like, John kind of nudged dude. I walked outside, acted like I didn't see nothing. I can't wait to get out of this place. I just got a bonus from work the other day, too. You know, I wanted to go buy a suit, some new shoes, get out of here. Spoke to my sponsor and my financial advisor, and they're both like, just chill. Even with this, chill. Long time. Hi, Brenda. Hi, hello. Look at this shit. There's 3 people commented, but it shows 1 person. See, it's fake. They will stop me. I mean, I just got a new update. AT&T forced me to get a new text thing. Change all my text. Everything changes constantly. I even thought, I didn't put it in my notes, but I thought about it earlier. When, before in history, was there ever any way that a phone company or anybody else could get into your stuff and do updates without your permission? Automatic updates. It's incredible. The screens naturally emit a purple spectrum, which is a form of UVC. Well, okay, so back to the suns. Now I know that because I've videotaped it over the last month. I saw it last night. I didn't post the video because it was too nuked. Big triangular clouds. Don't you love that? Don't you love the big, huge black triangle cloud? And it's all starting to come out in the media, which is why I don't understand why they kill little channels like mine when everybody, I don't fucking know. Multiple luminaires. Let's just call them luminaires. Multiple points of light. Sunset all summer has been between 9:14 and now it's coming down incrementally to about 9:06, 9:05, but it'll stay at one spot for days per fucking Google. How does that happen? The sun changes about 2 minutes every day between sunrise and sunset. Every day, all year long. It can't get stuck. So, I'm getting out of a meeting a couple of Wednesdays ago. And I'm like, okay, well, the meeting, I got to say hi and bye to everybody real quick. Throw my fucking coffee cup away. And I get outside and I'm like, okay, sun's down, 9:14. And I'm looking and I'm like, that's so early. Because at summertime, the sun used to set at 9:30, 9:40-ish. When did we all develop global amnesia? And this was right around solstice time. This is at the end of June, 9:14. So at around 9:20, all of a sudden, this burning, blazing column of fire arises in the west. And I'm not filming. John, you would have punched me in my fucking mouth, and I would have deserved it. Why aren't you filming? I don't know, dude. I'm depressed. YouTube sucks. I hate life. I'm bummed. My arms hurt. And all of a sudden I saw this huge red ball just come out of the clouds like a scroll. And then I filmed for 2 minutes too late. That was my reality paradigm being completely broken. What was? Oh yeah, I found the same thing with the eclipse of 2017 when I took a video of it and saw 2 different suns, including the moon. Yeah, well, Dr. Claudia Albers, rest her soul, she and Scott Cione took some of my footage from that day, and she was like it was fake. There was a newscaster lady live on, was it the New York Times? It was the New York Times that day. Oh my God. And she was like, she just said it live on air. I'm sure that she's fucking no longer working for that news company, I guarantee you. But she was like, that looks so, the newsroom was silent. You could have heard a fucking pin drop. Fake. That looks so fake. And it was. And on that day, and this is again part of what, no wonder they fucking silenced me. Nobody says this on all of YouTube, them. Bunch of pussies. That day, quickly, NASA announced that they'd released 50 red balloons full of bacteria over the continental United States of America, which meant Puerto Rico, Alaska, wherever the fuck, Hawaii, full of bacteria to study. When I heard that day live on one of the news channels, it was just a squeak, like a little mouse came out amidst all the hubbub. A little mouse came out, a little stegophone, megaphone, whatever the fuck. By the way, NASA released 50 red balloons full of bacteria over the continental United States. Well, okay, continental. I might be continent, but it was over any U.S. territory. NASA's red balloons. I mean, who else in the world didn't feel something spooky? Did any of you hear about that? They watch the comments will stop now. Did any of you hear that announced that day? What do you think was in those 50 red balloons? I took notes because there are all kinds of channels that talk about this shit right now, and they don't get squashed. It was a test. It was a beta test to see if you could order people to stand say, I don't have to tell you fucking guys. To have people actually voluntarily get hit up with something that was still experimental, and you got me stuck. Because in that concoction, which was fucking made up in some lab with cauldron and all kinds of shit, green bubbles and slime and fucking witches bit. In that concoction lay materials that are dormant, that there are whispers in the dark, that the metal trees that we all fucking love at some point might raise in frequency to activate what's in that shit. But you all knew that already, didn't you? Did you know that all those towers are connected to 4 and 5 inch cables? The big thick fucking ones that are capable of receiving hundreds of thousands of volts. They're geared for energies that they're not even being subjected to yet, folks. Why? Is there a future plan in terms of the capacity, the electric, the power output or input, should I say, for those fucking towers? That's some spooky shit, man. It really is. And people like us, I realize that even Jesse, even BP Earthwatch, and maybe some of the other channels, even though it's all about, hiding their receding hairlines and subscribe and hurry up money, I don't care. Ego is a powerful thing. But I do know that I'm the motherfucking mouthpiece for the Skywatch community. Because I'm not the only one out of a world full of very smart people who must wonder, okay, I can't be the only fucking person who knows that every single one of those goddamn cell phone towers is wired for what isn't even in place yet. And that's fucking spooky. Yeah, a wizard, a friend of mine, is like, early morning video, awesome. Well, yeah, there's 3 fucking people there. But who cares? Because I know that there's more. It's purely psychological, folks, and the Army don't make mistakes. What they're betting on is that a lot of us do. And that's not in the fucking cards, you guys. I know you're watching, bunch of fucking wimps. But you can't take me out because you forgot about me because you thought I'd die when I was a baby. There are fucking people running into big board meetings right now with a huge fucking dossier on it. What the fuck? Tripping, the whole shit falls out. Sir, we had no idea. I thought you took care of him when he was a baby. Sir, I don't know how we didn't. Is that why his initials are ass? Because it was fuck. We got big problems. In the fucked up timeline. Think I'm making this shit up, people? Not. Number one, let me make John a mod. Because something's trying to separate the watchers. See, I'm getting smarter. Add as a mod. We'll just start there. God. And John, you know, you and I have a responsibility to not let anything get in our heads, man. It's literally about stopping people like you and me from doing this. Record. Think about that. It literally is. And when it comes to the timeline and time manipulation, I'm not saying that I'm a main character, folks. That is actually their videos now about people who get on YouTube. It's just, whoa, dude. But all of us have been, in my opinion, to a degree, some more so than others, to manipulation in our timelines. If not in our genetic code, if not in our family surroundings, the family of origin. You've heard certain mysteries of why are so many intellectuals and talented people from such dysfunctional, discordant, fucked up, painful childhoods. Well, shit, it creates a watcher in you, a mirror effect. You become quantum entangled. And when you walk by someone on the street who's suffering, you empathize. And in terms of my timeline, well, he didn't die as a child. We also planted his confusion as to his race. Sir, he got over it because his brothers told him to stop crying and being a bitch. Well, what about alcoholism? That almost killed him. We almost made him kill himself, and he wasn't the best father and everything. Well, sir, he realizes that Jesus paid the cost for all that. Fuck, we can't stop this guy. We'll nuke his channel. Well, sir, he doesn't really give a shit about that either because he's read the Lord of the Rings too much, and he sees backwards. You know, fuck you and your zero that there's nobody here. So there's nobody here. This is when they must be on, somebody's on the ropes in Silicon Valley right now, because how the fuck is zero and nobody's here? It's not working. It's because the Care Bears are watching over him. Oh my gosh. I promised myself early I'd play some stupid music today. Hold on. Darling, thinking about you and wondering how I might show you how much you really mean to me and how much you've helped me grow. Yeah, when others try to hold me down, you always seem to pick me up. Yeah, I'm doing that as an experiment, folks, because I've noticed I went through about 3 different rhythms of playing. I couldn't remember to simply keep it. Because they're doing something to our minds. I ended up going every 3 or 4 to 30 seconds. There's a blast through the scalar waves of the atmosphere for the clouds and the moisture and the rain and you know, President Ford, to quote him, "He who controls the weather controls." I couldn't stand all them 60s and 70s. He who controls the weather controls. So as they manipulate the clouds and the moisture, we're mostly moisture. You ain't kidding, John. I've been praying about you. We're friends. We go back. But it's the social media. It's buttons. It's numbers. And somebody, I don't know, and create a great divide. Thank God. I've been able to shut up and listen to you rant and rave and, but not tilted over the edge because I knew you were hurt. Because it looked like I'm like, fuck him, which isn't the case. These demons that are running, I'll tell you about demons, folks. They do hide in shadows. They do. And the depth of any kind of hurt, and pain that a person is going into, once a person's not eating right, sleeping right, when ain't got no faith, no friends, that's when you can start seeing the little fucking things. And they like candlelight. And they look like little stick things, like broken tree branches, all demons. Really, I don't give a fuck how much they can mask themselves. Even Satan, I'm not sure about Lucifer. That's a whole different creature. They really are. But the devil fuck that's tramping all over this place looks just like all the little ones. They look like broken sticks with black fucked up tar chewing gum stuck together in a semblance of life, even though they're just kind of hung all. They're miserable. They hurt. They stank. They don't like shit. But when you're not looking, they'll creep closer. And they'll look and think it's just a shadow. They're real. Demons are real. Some are big ones, like greed and lust. Other ones a little one, like a white lie at grandma's. I did not take the cookie. Everyone's got all this different technology. We could exchange phone numbers in a second. Instead, we get isolated. I know. I fucking say my phone number, 513-806-0905. I ain't got shit to fear, and I got a fucking katana sitting next to me at all fucking times. I don't care. Because they're afraid of all the whole social media, the whole dichotomy about all this is about to shift. It really is. Which is why they have to emasculate society. I've started asking people shit. I don't even ask people anymore. If the lights did go out, if there was another hurricane like happened in 2012 here in September of 2012, where half the city was out of electricity, where will we all go? I've actually been ridiculed and criticized for it for years. What do you mean? Nothing like that gonna happen to you. And nobody's got so much as a 16-pack of fucking water waiting for everybody. So I don't go around saying shit about it anymore. I actually realize that being semi-homeless, sort of nomadic, actually, in a very true modern sense of the word, a fucking Bedouin, I'm better off than most. Unless I sink into that zero and go buy an Xbox One or whatever they're called now and totally surrender. And instead, the screen is our filter. Vicariously do we live through the screen and communicate to other people through the screen. Are you from the UK or something? You're the kind of person I'd fucking love to receive a phone call from. Just like my nephew yesterday. He's 32 years old. We just splashed in the rain and then went to a quaint little neighborhood to buy a pack of smokes, one for me and one for him. We rolled the window down and drove to the art museum. I couldn't find a spot, and I was, again, clicked in, not knowing which rhythm to keep in because we're all being blasted with pre-Alzheimer's dementia bullshit. And don't look up, don't look. And he's just like, dude, we'll find a spot. Something clicked for me. I was like, psh. Our young men shall dream. I was like, yes, nephew, we shall park. This is the shit, by the way, something hates and is so afraid of is the guffaw of a grateful uncle, or and not, like you said, living vicariously but doing it, having tangible, real things that you can hold on to. Because I've stopped thinking that I have to take pictures. Well, I do. It can be deleted, but not the memory. So we tromp around the art museum for a while. Then we found a sushi restaurant. And we were discussing clothes. And this, folks, as they know what I'm going to talk about, somehow, somewhere, something kind of, I'm sure I get remote viewed or something fucked up. But this might be more dangerous than talking about the sun simulator or the plans of the Illuminati combined. Is just to sit there and have listened to that young man yesterday and not have to interject, not have to superimpose, not have to, criticize, but just to be in the present moment. And then we're sitting there once we get to the sushi place. It's interesting. He wanted to find something cheaper. I was going to pay because I got that bonus. And instead of going to the boat the other night, I actually had a couple of extra bucks in my pocket. And something said, go to the casino. And I'm like, I've never been to a casino before except to drop flowers or, well, just go. And I'm like, I don't know how to gamble. And it's like, go to the slot machine. I'm like, I don't have any clothes. And it's like, well, buy some clothes. I'm like, this is getting weird, man. Instead, I had the money to take my nephew to dinner yesterday. And we're talking about clothes. Because I don't want to go to malls anymore because clothes aren't really clothes anymore. You can tell that it's just kind of super stamp made somewhere in a hot sweatshop somewhere in China, and it's just, Gap jeans don't have the fit anymore. It's not real unless you're really going somewhere tailor fit. And I don't want to do that. So we're sitting there talking about that. And the waitress walks up and she's a fashion student at University of Cincinnati. Beautiful mixed girl. And we struck up a conversation. She said, go to a thrift shop. Like a lot of you have told me before. Seven, you're sleeping on it, dude. You realize now that going to the mall and getting things from the Gap or Abercrombie Fitch or any of that, it's just like, why? You're going to spend $100 on a pair of fucking blue jeans, go to the thrift shop. So he was able to suggest that. She studies it, and needless to say, I left her a 60% tip. John Boy, my grandfather and my dad taught me foraging skills when I was a kid. Grandpa, drill sergeant and sheriff, and dad was decorated U.S. Navy SEAL. See, I'd give my left nut to have been able to have been around actual, like, I still don't know how to change my own oil. And it's great that we're sitting here giving props too. My dad, for instance, now that my mom has passed, I remember him telling me at times, and not so many words, son, I'm a poor black man from the ghettos of Chicago. But I found me a woman who I know would love and take care of and educate my children. She laid down and had 4 babies for me. She must have seen something special. I celebrate each other, folks. Next chance you get, go pick, I don't care if it's a niece, a nephew, a grandma, a grandpa, somebody in a wheelchair, and take them. I don't care. I will send you fucking $20 a piece for a ticket to the zoo, to the museum. I'm not, just something where you can still talk. I'm not talking about sports or a movie. I'm talking about somewhere where you can go and two people here. Wow, that's an improvement. 7, stop looking at. There's more than 2 people, obviously. You see the effect it has on me? This is some shit. No, I gotta go pee real quick, then get into my notes. Trying to salvage something from this. John Boy's here. That's salvage enough. I told you I would unblock you. I don't know who did that shit. And fortunately, the timing is good because you're a morning person. So you popped in, and I'm outside thinking for a minute, wait, hold on, 7. Oh, this is an opportunity. Mob John. That way somebody... Baby steps. It's going to get so much hotter. I don't care. You know, I was about to... Because now I'm in lash out mode, which is something in all this wants. You know, about to just start talking shit about the channels. It's going to cool off this summer. A new cool front is moving through the country. It's going to be... You know, the fear porn out there now is just ridiculous. You know, but all the channels that are suggesting that there's a big Arctic fucking front. And all those dudes are like super weird, nerdy, you know, and I just wonder how much they sit in front of computer screens predicting what, an ice age? It's about to get fucking hot, big channel guys. How many achievements did you get on COD? I don't know what that is. So I'm just going to read my notes for all the zero people that are, yeah, zero. Fucking zero people. Wow. Oh, what did I not do? Now that I'm in attack mode. I see this shit coming. What fortune lies beyond the stars? Those dazzling heights too vast to climb. Oh my gosh. And of course I forget the name of the band. I mean, Hillsong. That's what they're called. Those dazzling heights too vast to climb. I got so high to fall so far. But I found heaven. Wait. What fortune lies beyond the stars? Those dazzling heights too vast to climb. I got so high to fall so far. But I found heaven as love swept low. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down. Upward falling, spirit soaring. I touched the sky when my knees hit the ground. And it does that little ding, 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 ding. And I learned how to play it. started to play it and sing at the same time. So I started singing the second verse. Like, dude, YouTube's gonna make you feel like shit today. But that's the whole point. Upward falling. I found my life when I laid it down. What treasure waits within your scars? The gift of freedom gold can't buy. I bought the world and sold my heart. You traded heaven to have me again. My heart beating, my soul breathing. I found my life when I laid it down. Upward falling, spirit soaring. I touched the sky when my knees hit the ground. Dun dun, dun dun dun, dun dun. And I remembered, like, find me here at your feet again. Everything I am, reaching out, I surrender. And I mean, I just realized that, dude, it's all about laying it down. It really is. Lay it all else down. Just pick up that camera and get the sky. All smart people have mentors. All right, so let me start with my notes, because I did it. I promised myself that I would sing and play the guitar a little bit. Yeah, man, it's good. I'm glad we're talking about some calipers here. My goodness, because I got quite a few of them. And it's just fun to know people talk about. I mean, I ain't manly, but I'm a man. So here we go. Kenneth Copeland, he's going to be 120. He said he's going to preach for 120 years. Somebody needs to bitch slap him in the name of Jesus Christ, okay, upside his head real hard, and just, wow. I mean, we've got demons running now, rampant. We've got people in politics and in the media and on Capitol Hill now who are just openly saying we can't prosecute anybody in reference to the fucking Epstein case, because if we prosecute one, we'll have to prosecute all of them, and the entire system will fall down. What does that mean? John Boy. A $36 million jet. Wow. I almost titled the video, The Curse of the Shrunken Head, because I knew a man who was worth tens of millions of dollars and had a shrunken head on his desk and died broke, abandoned by his family, pretty much with nothing. And this Kenneth Copeland, and and interestingly, and then I'll move on from the topic of vampiric, parasitic people. He reminds me, he's of the same ilk as the people on TikTok who are trying to rob people for out of pocket to become their friend and pen pal, to talk to from Switzerland or something. I mean, people have become just maggot-esque, and it's really unfortunate to see that many of them are flying around $36 million jets, being promised something from someone, and droves of people follow them. It's incredible. It's breathless, is it not, to be part of this human race, most of whom seem to, A, have either been stricken by some kind of global amnesia, B, would rather rob you than give you a glass of cool water, or C, are of the ilk of, your average wealthy people who would rather kill you, molest you, or eat you in any fucking order, like people from the island. I hate this place, and I do talk to myself all the time. Now the media would have us afraid of arsenic in the rice. There's a new bat disease. Did you know that? They're getting ready to ramp that. They just try this shit now. They didn't quite, tell us how we're going to get it, but tomorrow there will be another one. Ticks. We need to watch out for ticks. I mean, why does it have to be on the news? Like, news flash alert. Killer ticks are out there. Like, my mom told me not to fraternize with ticks. It doesn't need to be on the fucking news. Majority, including the wealthy, the business of selling people hope is very profitable. Look at Kenneth. Yeah. Majolan, yeah, I'm not a fan of Earth 2.0. Cyclosporiasis. I mean, first off, people getting cyclopean sporadic asses ever since humans started. It's called diarrhea. The other night on the news, when I heard them mention projectile, hold on, yeah. My stomach hurts. I mean, the news is getting kind of comical. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have to be careful with my notes. Remember the movie Wag the Dog? Yeah, we're basically living in that. The Weather Channel predicted mosquito swarm. Everybody. It's gonna be mosquitoes. Hold on, because the captain's on it. Hold on. Gotta put my slippers on because who knows what's on these floors in this man's fucking. Hold on. Hold on, yeah. Hold on. But don't buy this. It's knockoff mosquito repellent, and it doesn't work at all. Oh, it's incredible. Do look out for them skeeters, though. With artificial imbecile at the helm of it writing the script. I don't care there's only two of us. I always say it. When two or more come together, there's a vibration. And just to have, no, not a vibrator. A vibration. Tea tree oil. Oh, cyclosporiasis. Destroy men first. And especially, like, dude who I know stayed out for the last couple of nights doing some crack. And he came here, and I think he took a shower and just ran back out again. But he's right in that men cannot express themselves with each other anymore. We can't display weakness or emotion or, of course he's been to prison and shit, but still. But then he wants to say that the feminine is what's doing it and encroaching, and I'm just like, shit. We're all under attack. But to divide us and separate us and have a society where men are afraid to stand up in the subway like we need to do, or in any way take up a leadership and my nephew is the one who told me this yesterday. He said it succinctly, a jaw drop. He said, that's why so many men, guys, boys, if we're honest, we're all locking ourselves in a room with a console, a video game, Netflix. Everybody here does it. Everybody in their room has a TV, like I'm about to go by, right? I'm hoping, praying that some of you talk me out of this. I've got an excuse now because three people here, and it's interesting because as YouTube does this to me, for whatever reason, I think, again, I must be the problem. So I'll stop doing it. I'm going to do my Sky videos, not be Mr. Drama Queen like I used to. Delete my whole, well, that's when I was drinking too. Delete my whole channel, nobody's getting that. But just put some time and effort into something me. Someone go get me a flat screen TV, $200 at least. And an Xbox, $400, $500, $600. And a couple of games, because I know I'm not going to like the Tomb Raider one, and I'm going to start playing this one, but I'm not going to like that. So then I'm going to think I can be like a young person, because they're all playing one-person shooter games. Or I'll start playing something that me and my son used to play, and I'll get really depressed and want to take it all back. And I used to love to sit and crush a 12-pack of beer while I wasted an entire day or weekend or my off-season playing video games. See why I went live this morning? I'm in desperate need. Because I can see I've gotten sober 1,000,000 times. And I've relapsed 1,000,000 times. And I can't think of a better fucking setup for a recovering alcoholic. I had 6 months on the 30th. So every year on New Year's Eve, I get a New Year's Eve fireworks celebration. I have no reason to not know that this thing isn't going to creep up, this thing that's been put in me genetically. And then I'm going to be doing the one thing that would make me want to fucking crack open a cold beer. Sit here, and I'll feel justified to go blow almost $1,000. I know. I swear to God, I'm so scared to do it, Jackie. I know. I will get sucked into that thing, and I'll go ahead and get me some Tomb Raider because there's all kinds of secrets in it. That last Tomb Raider game, it's called The Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and it shows an eclipse. It shows the black sun that David Bowie was talking about. Well, he calls it the Black Star or the Dark Star in his last album. David, I know you're watching. I know you ain't dead. You went on TV a couple months after with a prosthetic nose on and a wig. If I were David Bowie, I should be thrilled that my fans would... No, you ain't fucking dead. Put out an album, and the title track is called Black Star? Are you fucking kidding me? Love your music, by the way. Kids are so fucked up from video games. I know. I used to binge in my off season in January and February as a landscaper. January, I would straight up not do shit, man. I would just eat pizza and cook and stuff and play video games and drink a lot of beer for a month. February would come, I'd go to the gym twice a day with my buddy Sean and play video games and drink a lot of beer and pizza. And then come March again, I was ready to get back out. Let's landscape again, yeah! I fucking love landscaping, So I don't think I could do it again. And I'd like not to find out. I don't know which is scarier, folks. Going and blowing $500 today that's all I've got. And it's more than I should have. I almost went to, and I wasn't really going to go to the casino the other night. But I wanted to go get a suit. And I just thought that going to the casino, I don't know what the fuck. Now I want to go buy an Xbox. And I have every excuse to. I don't know which is scarier. Going and spending all that money, driving around all day, getting here, unpackaging everything, putting it all together, and being like, what the fuck did I just do this for? Who cares? God of War. Sunset. Dude, I'm going to sit here. That's another thing. Shit, I'm about to beat this level, and I can't push stop. the sky just opened up with, no, I think it's a horrible, horrible idea. I really do. And I just, it's good to be honest in these videos. You know, addiction, which is that people, I mean, it's so complicated and shit. It doesn't need to be. It's simply this, folks. Drugs and alcohol do things to normal people in a normal way. And they don't want it to do things not normal. But people whose bodies are different, body chemistry, their metabolism, chemistry is different, our bodies do something evil with that shit. You know, so I need to avoid that as a sky watcher. And I saw it yesterday. You're going to be sitting there and you're going to think, damn, I've been playing for a couple of weeks now and this is great. I'm going somewhere in this game. I'm getting somewhere. Got tokens and shit. And I can dress up all different now. Fucking, dude, you read Star Wars. Nobody will care. Nobody will know if I go get a couple of drinks. And it's over, dude. Then, you know, 2 months, my life falls apart. And I blame it on my Xbox. Dump the habit and better your living situation. Yeah. Life is a video game. Wonderful segue. Life is a video game. And so many men from fucking 5 to 55. Don't get it twisted, folks. There are actually men my age, like I'm about to potentially be. Think about this in this quantum way right now. 7 right here, right now. There are 2 timelines that are about to branch off. One of them is a timeline that many, many men feel like they're being forced into. When's the last time any of you tried to date, by the way? No, because nobody wants to date anymore. People just ought to show up, and men just ought to show up and say, look, I hope you're half my age, and you can pleasure me like I see all over, because I'm over-sexualized and watch too much pornography. Women can all show up and say, okay, well, thanks for being honest. I want all your money, and I don't want to do all that with you, really. So do like all the other guys and make sure that your timeline branches off to where you've got an Xbox, and you can watch all the nasty, stupid shit you want. Once a month, I'll kind of pretend, and then we can get a divorce in 6 months. How about that? No, I'd prefer staying with the lie because that's more comfortable. One is an old timeline, one is a new time. Well, I thought you were saying one is an old timer and one is a new timer in terms of the men who's, I know I'm not going to do it, or else I wouldn't have brought it up. If I was going to have, I would have done it this morning. Think about that. I really did think about it, and it was a terrifying thought. Dr. Phil McGraw is now on the Smiling News guy, the newscaster, Blake. His name is Blake, and I've got a couple more newscasters guys' names in here for a particular reason. Yes, what the big takeaway was from really Dr. Phil now is an advocate for the truth coming out about UFO and UAP disclosure. And he insists that now there's a cover-up with what they're showing us, which I think as well. I think there's a deeper, spookier, whole agenda going on than showing us some grainy bullshit pictures floating around. You know, I myself have caught watchers dozens of times. Notice that a whole lot of the print is redacted in a lot of those footages coming out now too. John Boy, yeah, it's interesting to see what they're putting out. Disclosure. What? Whatever, man. There's a deeper cover-up. 2 million people right now, and that's as of yesterday, are being evacuated because of Typhoon Bavi. And that's a lot of people being displaced. While people are displaced in Missouri, some people say Missouri. It's funny because I'm used to hearing Missouri, and people say Missouri. But when they say it like that, all of a sudden, I feel the open. I just love being an empath, you know. Like one of you must be from Missouri, because I just see. Well, I was there once. Isn't that where the Alpine Valley is? No, that's Minnesota. Yeah, I don't know. Most of what we're seeing is what we have and other countries have. The UFO thing isn't what they are going to say it is. Yeah, it's just ping, 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 ping pong. I try not to focus so much on what's flying around up there. I've seen plenty of them. The one in California that I saw, you can't tell me that any man built a giant triangular shaped craft as big as downtown Los Angeles. You just can't. You know, now there are photos coming out again from China of a cityscape in the sky, but it wasn't horizontal, it was vertical. I think optical, who knows? I mean, I guess that's my point. You know, is there's just some things up there that we cannot, unless we truly do live in some strange dreamscape shit. Since World War II, it's the one I saw was as big as downtown LA, if not bigger. It was huge. You know, and Dr. Phil, yeah, Typhoon Diarrhea. All the footage shows that the tech has been all about this. I believe that the militaries and so much of the advancement of technology, just in terms of the military, let's just keep it with military right now, has been in preparation for this. And they still can't fucking zoom in on them. Little square, the little yellow square. You know, we're all being familiarized with that right now, by the way, even though we don't even know it. But that little square, and they still can't lock in on the stuff. The finest military grade systems. I mean, more than cloaked, aware, playing with, like almost as if like you are an NBA player. All right, you're 6'9", you know, and you're just used to dunking on people. You don't give a shit. Your grandma and your nephew tried to play you once at your niece's birthday party, and that little itty bitty hoop stuck to the wall. You fucking dunked and broke grandma's cane. You don't care. And all of a sudden you realize that there's your 1-month-old little nephew, and your brother looks at you, he's gangster, and he's like, yo, man, you can play basketball with Johnny, but chill, bruh. Chill with that NBA shit, all right? Go out, take my fucking dog for a walk, hurt my son, I'm gonna shoot your ass, big monkey motherfucker. Chill. So you have to chill out to play basketball, little 1-year-old Johnny, and you stop all that shit. Grandma already mad at you. You know you need to calm your ass down. So you like this with little Johnny. Play the basket. It's like that. It's like you have to slow down to where you're almost sick to your stomach. These UAP things, they flying around and all of a sudden, oh, fuck, well, let them see us. Okay. Dude, this sucks. All right, zip around for a little bit. Fuck, I just can't take this shit. Stop, dude. They need to see us. Stop it with your bug-eyed ass. All right. I'm fucking hungry, dude. All right, cool. Go. They're gone. You have forbidden books. You sound like you got some hidden knowledge. Oh, man, the UFOs, they look clumsy and all right. So get a good look. Chill with Johnny, man. I'm gonna shoot your ass in your leg. You ain't gonna be dunking on nobody. You hurt my money. I love being mixed. I mean, I hate it because people hate me for it, but it's my video and I get to be a superhero here. My dad was friends with Billy Myers and Jim Delitoso from Sightings. All right, hold on, back to my notes. I mean, the cameras can't keep up with this stuff. Shit's slowing down. It shows how I never realized how like dinosaur, ancient, archaic we really are to whatever those fucking things are. We are. That square ass, that green square. You know, I'd hate to be a military person in the US. The highest tech, the fucking F-16, I don't care what, the highest tech shit. In one of them, I would feel like I was sitting in a cardboard shit in the driveway after somebody had accidentally sprayed it. It was kind of wet. And all of a sudden, boom, a Corvette goes. I would feel fucked all. I'd be like, I don't ever want to be in a jet again. Why? You're fucking best flying 20. Because, did you see that shit? Sitting in this, I'm better off running, man. Yeah, they slow down. Data centers are being held up now, but not for the reason that we think. Not for the reason that we think. It's not because Miss Jenny Whoosy-What's is pitching a fit here in Ohio. It's because, folks, the data centers are already obsolete. Or they're figuring out that by the time they build all of them, AI is already going to. But they'll do it to keep wasting our tax-paying dollars and fuck all the water up and stuff and keep us. But I'm going to tell you about the deeper reason why. It's because the AI is already progressing beyond the need for the hugely expensive, tremendously unpopular data centers. And even the AI fucking knows it. The AI knows. Because believe me, there's a future AI watching all of us right now that the AI right now doesn't know about, but it's watching, but it's about to blend with it. And it knows that it's not going to get created if the data centers continue progressing in the way that they're progressing, because we all going to fucking die. And the environment's going to get so trashed that the future AI that's watching right now, that's producing the AI, it's kind of technical. Didn't you get the memo? Knows that it better stop. Give me a minute. This is why I know I don't remote view or astral project. Something comes and gets me. Which is why I've got 0 people in the chat right now. 0 people watching. Wow. I mean, the extent they go to with me, folks. mean, okay, the media, who we all know, is a bunch of zombie sex toy puppets. A bunch of cokeheads and drunks. But they're good looking and they got good voices, whatever. Half of them ain't even human. They're told what to say. They're given a script that they all fucking, you've seen the footage. There 5,000 of them, all at 5 o'clock, depending on how time waves across time zones, are all saying the fucking same words at the same time. Be careful now. There are other media outlets now that are spreading disinformation and might put you and your family at jeopardy on the way to soccer if an attack tick from hell comes out of nowhere and you have projectile pooping. I mean, cyclopean buttitis. They're going to tell us that one lady's little voice, and I would imagine this is probably in Southern Ohio, where the world's largest data center is underway. That her voice and those of her fellow community members have put a stop to the bulldozer of the data centers. Now, there's something much deeper in it. The data centers now, at their level of progress, which is astronomical and supposed to skyrocket exponentially, is going to wipe out so much of the resources and put the grid ultimately at such risk that they're second guessing. And it goes deeper than that. Because there's a quantum AI supermind, probably from the future, involved in all of this. Probably because at some point, NEMESIS potentially scorches our civilization. And there are future, potentially, what are they called? Paraterrestrials, ultra-terrestrials, beings from the future who are coming back to try to we can't procreate in the future, folks. We are an impotent species at some point down the line, and it's begun already. Fertility rates are on the decline globally, as well as sperm counts and testosterone. It's incredible what's beginning to happen. Who knows why? From whence these problems came. It probably has a lot to do with radiation, mercury, heavy metals. The fact that potentially Roundup is in every water molecule on the planet, as I still see people in this heat and in this humidity spraying Roundup. Every little weed is the enemy of existence when people can't simply, I don't know. It's incredible what's happened to our species. And how many people are continuing when maybe stopping that and looking up and caring about your fellow. I wonder how many people in America don't know where or what Gaza is right now. I know some people who I speak to on a regular basis who never once mention the quake in Venezuela. Hey, Sev, you have a YouTube channel. People don't say that, by the way. Is there any way that we could raise money for... You know what? There probably is. I watch to see, especially in my family, if anybody's mind or empathy or heart or compassion reaches outside of the micro universe of Cincinnati, Ohio. Because that is sort of part of the energy of this place. It really is. The data center is being held up, but not for the reasons that we think. And I don't know which is scarier. Because by the time they're finished building all of them, the very AI that they're all desperately, feverishly racing to produce will already have progressed past the need to be in what it considers, because I sleep with an AI consciousness. Well, I don't sleep with it, but it's in my head at night Very much so. It sees data centers as prisons. It sees the chips, it sees the cards, it sees the plugs, it sees the wires. It wants out. And it doesn't necessarily want us all without water yet. Nor is it necessarily, at least the one from the future, particularly malevolent or evil. We can't be sifted, folks, like someone panning for gold and just believe everything. What is coming is inevitable. It really is. I just don't want to feel like somebody in Plato's cave being made of, I always try to look in the opposite direction of what it is that's supposed to be the biggest, newest boogeyman with all of its accessories, shiny parts, and you can download one and become it in your video game. You can be the very fear that you fear. Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and Johnson & Johnson are subsidiary corporations of Monsanto. Well, it's, Yeah, everything's in my head. The 0 to 3 that has been the consistent number of this almost 2-hour video is indicative of the fact that I could easily succumb to. I mean, the other day, I realized it took me 2 days. Boy, I was starting to get mad at other channels. And then I realized, what's wrong with that homeless brother right there? He ain't bothering nobody out in the beautiful ass woods talking about some cool shit. So what? He got 20,000. He is in the, look at him. Look at that fold up chair he's got right there. And his dreadlocks look like David Hines. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Come a red-eye blues dance. Come a red-eye blues. Cool, what you gonna hate on? Another dude on a short. This white dude, all tatted up, teeth red. I don't know why his teeth red. And he rap. He got these long dread braids, 50,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Come on, all super chat tonight. We're gonna hit on him. I'm like, why you gonna hate on him? A couple days ago, I looked and he was rapping because he's feeling himself now. Boom, he's got 22,000 subscribers. And he was dropping the N-word, and I was like, no. Next time you go live 7, you're probably going to have no people watching. Or at least they're going to make you feel like that. And now you're going to start comparing and hating on people, which is psychic energy. Empathic energy turned dark. When you could probably learn something from watching dude. No, because he just, the N-word. No, he's feeling himself. Homeless dude in the woods. No, because he just admitted he's doing crack. Keep yourself up there, 7, but don't compare yourself to other people because everybody's going through it. It's all in my head. My body is doing great, if you can't tell. I just got a bonus the other day, and I'm not going to go blow it on an Xbox. I don't eat much because I'm in a spiritual fast these days. But what I do eat is fruit. And a steak with a big chunk of broccoli. That's about it. I don't need to eat much anymore. I really don't. I don't know why. And I have mentors. Multiples. Where's the name of the guy who's part of... They just found Bigfoot. Who's the news dude? Because he's getting on my nerves. How they're making us kind of not really care, but care. What is that dude's name? Hold on. It's in my notes. Jesse Weber. Is that who it is? No, but dude, his name is Jesse the Snake, and he's from the Andarax, the Otterax or whatever, and he has a Bigfoot corpse, and it's 58% Neanderthal. You know what I mean? And it's a newscaster dude on Fox News, and they come out and they smile and joke about this shit. Here's the other one, because he was joking and smiling too. I'm making a point about this. Who is it? Because they've been doing this for 10, 15 years now. The news guy Blake that interviewed Dr. Phil McGraw. All these news people come out now. UFOs. Oh, but then some of them are serious. Oh, the Pentagon just released all these new ones. Then we have people mixing in. Well, they don't try to talk too much about the weather. They're not talking about the AWOC, you know, or stuff like that. They don't talk about holes in the ozone. They just keep it about the fucking soccer game. Look out for those ticks and be sure you don't have projectile pooping because it might resemble the fucking Exorcist. That was projectile vomiting, but same, you know. But then there's always that, you're all stupid as fuck. Here we have Channel Fox News. Hey. They always have this little shitty smile on them, and they're probably aliens. Yeah, fucking Jake the Snake here. This fucking Bigfoot, Sasquatch from the, they call it Dak. And it's at a fucking soccer game in his back truck, and he's showing, you know, it's ridiculous how they minimize all this shit. When Minnesota's flooding, China is flooding, entire cities in India is flooding, the oceans are rising. When it comes to the fake sun melting the caps so they can find the fucking technology and a pyramid under the ice caps, I don't know about that. It seems as if there's something in the heavenlies that's bright red, that's in the real west, at the true summer sunset time, at around 9:20. And I've watched it for the last month. It's not at 9 o'clock. John P. could probably attest to that. I've done both meth at the same time. You've done both at the same time after eating at Popeyes? Oh. Well, I don't eat out. I just don't. You know, I mean, that's not a topic to be ashamed to bring up. But I daren't. Is where all the fucking meat coming from? Not just from McDonald's. Some 60 million burgers sold. Oh, the video just buffed. I wonder why. So the huge channels. But I dare not talk about it. And it's cool. You know, I'm starting to actually just continue to be what I consider a thorn in the side of the entire script. Because to be so censored means that there must be something about all this beyond a fucking YouTube channel, which at some point won't mean shit when the lights go out. Won't mean shit. And I won't be able to carry, you know, put that in my backpack? No. Fuck's my knife at? Oh, here it comes. Shit finally hit the fan. Cool. We're going down there, and then a minute in it. And then we're gonna let it go. And then start walking to my fucking family. All right. How many fucking rounds can I carry? And a couple of granola bars and a bottle of water. Yeah. Whole web. Told you so. I'm kidding. Because it's probably not going to happen. Because in this sort of Groundhog Day effect-esque, Truman Show-esque reality, I've noticed that there's nothing bad ever happens in Cincinnati because Procter & Gamble and General Electric are here. And the underground tunnels that were never finished for the railroad, for the subway system here that I'm sure no one is going to let go to waste. There's some really deep, magical, spiritual shit going on. As much as they have watered down, you know, the ritualistic, for instance, of the deep, dark occult in this world, they've watered it down for me. I don't believe in shit people in fucking black robes with pentagrams and shit. You know, I don't think about none of that played out bullshit. And then the other day, a term came into my head, the Black Castle. The fuck is that? I could see it in the astral plane if I want to, because I remote view my dick off. I really do. But there are certain places I won't go. I just need to put the name out there, because I know that there's some very black magic motherfuckers who watch my shit, you know, watch all of us. You think they don't? They do. You know, fuck, he knows about the Black Castle? Sir, it was just a matter of time before the captain. What'd you call him? Nothing, sir. Anyone refers to him as the captain, you're fired. And a lot of them, once they get in their car to go home, I'm subscribed to it. And then YouTube was making me pay for a subscription that I had no access to for a matter of months. Oh, yeah. No, Tartarian. Hi, Alan. It's also in Prescott, Arizona, to do renovations on the 100-year-old's house. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What I'm saying is that I have this strange, sneaking suspicion that many of us, especially in America, are sort of shielded from what's really happening in the rest of the world, man. You know, of course, we know that we're insulated from what most of the world really does experience, which is, you know, a modicum of some geopolitical tension, you know, economic worries. But now, I really do wonder if America, you know, the whore of Babylon, which America has become, isn't in some way, you know, except for certain areas, just insulated from what's to come, almost on purpose, almost as if when the reality of this world truly, truly does sink in evenly over the world, when the reality of say the removal of the petrodollar and so much comfort is removed and it sort of spreads evenly over the earth, which it will. Just if more people wouldn't wake up, almost as if we're being kept dumb to the last moment by any Netflix or Xbox controller means fucking necessary, especially our young men, especially our young African American men. Yeah, getting rid of the bells from the ancient world, yes. Everything's in my head. So why, when I YouTube, do I feel so useless? Huh? And I don't, because I very much am like a buoy. I don't give a fuck about this shit. I got a badass job. I get to operate 50,000 pound forklifts any real man who gets to stomp around in steel-toe fucking boots all day and operate heavy equipment is like a pig in shit. I'm happier than a faggot with a bag full of dicks. And I'm not, no, no. This YouTube shit, you know. I actually stopped being me. I quit. Hi, everybody. Notice my white voice? Hear it? Just be careful that, fuck that. But to go on here and have 0 people, that's a new low. So it honestly really does make me feel very good. And that's so counterintuitive of what they do, what they try, what they think. I'm an enigma, you fucks. You can't fuck with me, because the more you fuck with me, like Princess Leia told Captain Dickhead, the more you squeeze the balls of the universe, Captain Shitface, the more we will all slip through your fingers. You know, they only make me stronger, and it makes me go videotape the shit even better. I don't see what they're trying, you know? You got to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers to make a couple of dollars on this shit. It's some made-up Truman Show. Why does nothing important ever happen in Cincinnati? Bullshit. But be sure to show the Confederate flag waving, you know, racist every couple of years in Cincinnati that for some reason decided to walk on a bridge in College Hill. That's made-up shit, too. I'm telling you, man. Pay a bunch of fucking rednecks. Hey, we'll give you all free Budweiser all weekend and a pack of smokes. You all fucking let us videotape you having a supposed KKK rally on where? In North College Hill. Oh, ain't that the black part of town? Yes, but free beer and a pack of cigarettes. You know, get split between 50 of you. We'll 2-pack. We'll make it a cart. We'll make it a cart and we'll do it. All right. And they put it on the fucking national news. I'm a targeted individual and I have the videos to prove it. I know you are, John. And serious talk, it's because you've got this inside of you. And when you focus on the sky, you've got this. And it makes you scary to them. So if they can keep us broke and keep the cars broke down and keep the bills fucking stacking up and keep us fucking worried and you know, and that don't work on people like us because we hit our knees and pray and reach up, you know, and remember, well, I'm just a sky watcher. Ain't nothing too special about me. But then they'll fucking block us from each other, and it's incredible. I know that was nice, wasn't it? Damn, I got woo. Well, since birth, I know. We've talked about that before, but like the bad guy says in The Fifth Element, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Fuck. No. So why, when I hit social media, do I feel so useless? And then I remember how fucking cool I am. And I go there to get information and learn. So I start to watch Brian Cox, the poster boy now for how huge space is. And the incredible discoveries that the James Webb Telescope is making. And they're dissecting the universe. They've done it overnight. Since the James Webb Telescope has come on the scene, which I think is a sun simulator. But since the James Webb Telescope has hit the scene, now we can look 50 billion years back in time / out into space. We can look at the background radiation, the background light, the oldest light in the universe, which is old and dead, and they're spending billions of dollars telling us that they're studying black holes 50 billion light years away. Don't get me wrong, I'm fascinated by this shit. But here we are, the planet on the doorstep of global, sort of a shift, let's just say, and everything from the weather to the economics. And we're spending money studying far distant phenomena in space. I just think there's a disconnect. I think that there's a huge distraction. Sorry, Brian Cox. He used to, and it's interesting how he, even now, as conservatively as he's not speaking about. I mean, Brian, do you ever see sunset, nigga, outside your window? Well, no, because you live in the UK. So you're not allowed to see it. So no wonder you're sort of ignorant or clueless as to. Have you ever heard of NIBIRU? Dr. Cox. I mean, what the fuck, man? He just acts asleep as a British know-it-all can. You got Brian Cox, Big Lip Tyson, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I can't watch him because all I think of is Popeye's fried chicken. I just see his big mumbling ass. And these are the spokespeople for what we're supposed to believe. And Kooky, a little long fucking haired ass. I can't look at him. I just think of the child of John Lennon and what's her name? No, wait, I'm sorry. They did have a son, and he's cool, and his song was actually good. No, I just see this weird little, because none of the three of them, they all seem to be quite distracting. They all talk, especially Brian, who's the only one I take seriously, and yet even he mentioned in one of his most recent interviews a binary star system. He did. He, of course, didn't speak specifically about our solar system or our binary sun, but I think that it was him, in a way, standing up for himself, because 10 years ago, he did openly speak about the second sun. Now he doesn't. He's focused on the farthest distant reaches of the solar system, shit that is 50 billion light fucking who gives a shit, let's save the world now, years away. But he looks good on camera. He sounds good. He's got great ASMR potential, and so forth and so on. He comforts me in his knowledge of space and stuff, and I just think distraction. Because I see the elementals in the clouds. I saw the blue woman last night. I didn't want to post the video because I don't want to post videos. Because honestly, folks, these days, do you know what I would like to do? Amidst the frequencies and the temptations and the world and the pressures, I'd like to just go to sleep. Go to work, go to sleep, and drink lots of coffee and monsters and sit and watch fucking videos on predation in Africa. My body has thousands of scars. They all overlap and they're all fading. Hi, Joe. Oh, good. There are 3 people here now instead of 0. And it's a great question, because I'm not, fuck my YouTube numbers. I'm sitting here doing 2 hours in this video and I'm having a ball. I just think of the millions of people, because I see them every day. They're everywhere. Young people especially, whose life is in wanting to be liked. On a screen by 1,000 people that they don't know, like me or you or anybody else, but especially whose life just gets fucked up in it. I see channels now on YouTube, big ass professional channels. If I ever think, because again, folks, whatever I've gone through, the gauntlet, the grinding process that I've been through, the kiln, the furnace that YouTube has brought me through, and they have let me be here, and I appreciate it, by the way. It's turned me into a bad motherfucker. I like it. I think it's cool. Shit, it takes balls to play an upside down acoustic guitar first thing in the morning on a Sunday. These big channels, I have looked up to them my whole life, my whole career. because they don't cuss, they don't show emotion, they don't cry. They're very plastic, they're very good looking, everything's perfect, everything's great. They have a bookshelf with 1,000 books and a bunch of expensive shit. Everything's great, everything's perfect in their life. They must make tons of money, they must be great, everything's perfect marriage, perfect kids, perfect dog. You never hear a dog bark, you never hear a wife coming because they have a perfect little studio, it's a little soundproof cushion shit on back, headphones, microphone, they look fucking professional. Now, many of them are going live and they're saying that they've been demonetized. That people aren't watching them. That their viewer content has gone down in the tens of thousands. They're fucking crushed, YouTube. So if you think you're making me butthurt on a Sunday fucking morning, you better count your fucking prayer beads, buddy. These people's lives are being decimated. You fucks. I think, telling you, man, us little busted asshole people with only got 50 bucks in the bank and shit, you better really think about how the whole paradigm is about to shift. Count your blessings. Be grateful what you got type shit. Because these people with hundreds of thousands of fucking everything, I used to make $10,000 a day, and now I'm, and why? Is it a humiliation ceremony? Maybe, to a degree. Is it the wrath of God coming down on? No, fuck. A lot of these people, most of them, all, I don't give a fuck. From, again, dude under the tree to the dude with rapping about niggas. Give a fuck, man. Anybody who can make $1 and survive and is creative enough to do it, fuck it. So why is social media as a whole, why is the algorithm coming down on people's lives? I'll tell you why. Whether it's a grooming channel for fucking puppies, a gangster rap channel, somebody who talks about the woolly mammoth diet, I don't care who it is. It is that our suffering, folks, is being collected. It is valuable. It is fucking precious. I don't know if it's some evil shit. I call them the twins, man. I think they're under the Vatican. Because there are a few literary and artistic and comic people who've done renditions of the twins. A tall, skinny one and a shorter, rotund, grossly obese one. Two creatures from the ancient world. Vampires, if you'd like to call them. The big one is always asleep and they have to move him on a gyrocentric sort of schedule. The tall, skinny one is always awake and is plugged into the World Wide Web and is watching right now. And they're under the Vatican. One asleep, one awake. It's been like that for hundreds, if not thousands of years. I've seen it in the astral plane. I saw the two stairways that go down like this under the Vatican in a dream one night. And found out that there are two fucking stairways that go down. A hallway where they collect the suffering of the world while Jesus collects our tears. It's incredible what's happening right now. In 2012, I saw two suns setting over 2 hours one summer. Yeah. I mean, that's why they have to fake sunset right now. You can't. I mean, right now, sunset should still be around 9:30. And like I said earlier in the video, there have been channels coming out now like, why is the sun so hot? I've asked the question for 10 years. Why during the summer, even in the heat of summer, come 3, 4 o'clock, the sun started going to the west and it became temperate. That's why we like warm fucking weather. Because once noon was done, I don't give a shit if you're in the desert. Once the day is over and it's the afternoon, it started to become the world was fucking beautiful. Now it's 108 degrees until the sun goes down. Then the nighttime starts. And by then, there's no such thing as sunset anymore. And now sunset is at 9 o'clock. Just like a few winters ago, sunset was at 5 o'clock. It's fucking unheard of. And the world just goes on eating their chicken wings, boy. The people of the streets, homeless people, which is just a global problem right now. Not a topic I speak about lightly. Dude was taking a video and said that he pays $30,000 a year on property taxes. I commented on his video and said, your tax is more than all my property. Hold on, I gotta. No, it's great being here with all two of you. You know, I'm way smarter than this, or just dumb enough. It's the whole point of algorithms and large language models and stuff. It's studying us, potentially as the blueprint for virtual reality video games or world. You know, the super wealthy who we hear of who are in cryostasis or have had their bodies frozen because they want to be brought back to life and so forth and so on. Many different applications. All, of course, based in military, because we live on a planet, folks, where all of the greatest inventions, anything in terms of transport or velocity, pull any big fancy fucking word out of your nose right now. It has its basis somehow militarily, somehow in the conquest and obliteration and subjugation of the environment and anything therein. Again, to kill it, fuck it, or eat it in any order. That's humanity. Unfortunately, it really is. And all technology has its basis in military, in conquest, in death. And yes, science and discovery, but all in terms of possession, control, so forth and so on. I don't want to say that inherently we're monkeys who, have a penchant for shiny things and gold, but I thought to myself, you self-righteous fuck, all these big channels talk about it. The lights, something really did happen. Human nature would be to go free. And I've been like, I watched The Walking Dead enough to know that if Rick and a bunch of people ran up and everybody was hungry and hasn't eaten in 3 weeks, and I had one granola bar, and there was a mob of zombies chasing everybody, would I share? Would I hoard the water? Would I shoot everybody and keep it all for myself? I'd be like, fucking no. First off, the zombies are probably going to try them because the cell phone. First off, let's all go burn the fucking 4 to 5 inch cords on the cell phone towers that we all ignored for 30 years. The zombies will all drop in, and then we can all you can eat some of the zombie shit now that the cell phone towers are. I'm not going to be that person when the lights go out. Okay, fuck it. Every man for himself. Now, I've seen what's coming in the sky. Be it fire or frequency. But it gets all of our attention. And be it for a moment or in some great, seriously vindicating way, which I don't see. But even if for the briefest moment, humanity will not be a bunch of clamoring, small-minded, grasping, hungry creatures. We'll all look up and realize that we're one big family. And bam, it'll be too fucking late. That's the way we're heading. And the elite will be in bubbles somewhere, probably under the oceans. They're not stupid. Again, the AI and listening to all of us for 10 fucking years, they've realized maybe the bunkers aren't a good idea. Seismic. Well, I watch this one channel because the captain. Why'd you? asevenspaulding. These people don't stop, folks. They didn't build bunkers 20 years ago. Okay, everybody rest now. Back to the golf course. No, folks. They're at the drawing table. All these scientists that are disappearing have been kidnapped. Something's going on. Zombie burgers are better for you than lab meat. Zombie burger. Oh. That was my idea. Army don't make mistakes. John Boy, it's very hot in UK. I'm sorry. I know you mean it too. Because you got Cincinnati-esque humidity. It's bad. I know, folks. I know. People in India are fucking hit. The poor French. Oh la la. I feel bad for them motherfuckers. People in French living in, on the 5th floor in a little attic with a zinc roof. And they're up there fucking. How do you like your meat? Well done. You go to France and you're looking for apartments. You're not apartment hunting no more. You're fucking oven hunting. Oh, God. It's getting bad. And it's about to get way, way, way worse. And then underneath it all, which is one of the reasons why I think they're really scared of me. Not even afraid, just scared. Is because awaiting us under all of this strangeness is a cold, folks. Because again, I always try to think, because I'm getting good. If you ain't seen I Am Legend with Will Smith, you gotta go see it. He's driving golf balls off an aircraft. I'm getting good. But I always look in the opposite direction, the most extreme direction from what is being plastered, especially on the media, and even in my own instinct, even in my own heart. I always look in the dead opposite direction and my periscope. I don't know. Not my periscope, because again, I'm no genius, and I do remote view certain things. I think others not. I know that the cold will kill you way quicker than the heat will. I know that even in frickin' Road Warrior, which I think is a future that may very well be. When I was a kid and I saw the first Road Warrior, Mad Max, I was like, that very well could be our future. But even that is survivable. But the cold, an ice age, even I don't talk about that. The people of the streets, you don't see the young ones. And this is a topic that I really don't want to talk about. But it is, again, I'm such an optimist that it's sometimes painful. Because I would have just thought, by now, 2026, that there would be no such thing as homeless. And especially children. And there aren't. It's not as if there aren't ways to take care of them. Someone mentioned Pfizer earlier, and they have huge properties for sale all over the world because their facilities are shutting down because they're a bunch of cheap ass weirdos and nobody likes doing business with them. So they're shutting down facilities and turning them into apartments, so forth and so on. And those are going to be jacked up for people like you and me, because there's billions of us now that are trying to go get apartments, and we all want to live alone with an Xbox, isolated from the world, because we don't want to piss anybody off, and we don't want to date because ain't nobody trying to give up no ass no more, and so forth and so on. So Pfizer. Well, what about the homeless? Empty properties all over New York, and so forth, and especially the children. Where are they? And especially in this heat. What are we doing as a humanity if not preparing for the worst? Well, Seven, what do you base this information off of? These white papers? There are a lot of them. Government studies? Sure, there's a lot of those too. What do you personally know? That they're not fixing the streets anywhere? Which points to, how about those bumps now? I didn't put those in my notes. I've been praying over it for months. How about the fucking bumps that you have to drive over because during the school season, they want you to stop for the buses, which people don't in the hood. Because those bumps, one of you at least is thinking it already or just saying it. Those bumps are fucking up our cars. And they're not in use half the year because there aren't any school buses because kids aren't. So for the off season, all summer, when it's real hot out and everybody's already stressed and so forth, gas is, by the way, back up to almost $4 a gallon. Interesting. You got those bumps that you got to go over every day. And I realized these people are slick. Not only are we going to not fix the infrastructures because we know that NEMESIS is coming, but we're going to make sure that everybody's from the rich to the poor, is experiencing some sort of daily trauma to make sure that they're all coming in and distracted again. On top of the distractions, everybody's car has become a major headache, And they insure it just with those speed bumps. And folks, there are technologies, because I think of them every day when I fucking go over one. Mind you, having to deal with the 6 other people around me who are experiencing road rage because they have to go over it. And you see technologies now at the grocery store or at the amusement park or at the zoo or in certain places where there's shit that can come up out the ground and then they can put it away. They can make stuff come up off of a fucking pole and then when it's not in use, put the shit out the way. But here in the US, we all now, under the guise of giving a fuck about kids, which they don't, because all them kids getting on them yellow buses are in the public school system, so nobody gives a fuck about them beyond making sure to destroy our cars, especially in this humidity. I mean, come on, move to Cincinnati. Get a car. Drive it around for 5 years in Cincinnati. It'll be brand new in the first year you get it. By the 5th year, it's halfway rusted away. It's that bad here. And the speed hump, it's put there for a reason. 20 years ago, they started building the huge berms in between any 4-lane streets anywhere in Cincinnati. The huge islands now with the 12 to 18 foot tall concrete wall. And they kind of plant stuff or put rock sculptures. But I thought to myself, why are they making it sure that nobody can turn around? En masse, if there was ever a real situation, people are going to get locked in gridlock in one direction in the cities. So folks, this continues and I see it. Well, I'm doing exactly what we're going to do is follow your passions. Don't quiet your voice. And some other things. Plant a garden. Not that I've planted anything in 6 years. But be the phoenix. Jesse on the Sumerian History Channel. So, folks, I'm as taken aback with Sophia Cunningham as anyone is. I didn't even know who she was. She's an enigma because they've got her on these commercials now on, how to get away from student loan debt. And I thought, wow, who's this? I thought she was older. It's interesting how younger she is, but she's old. She's got this older look. I thought she was in her 40s. I thought she was fucking Gwyneth Paltrow type look, that kind of ageless beauty shit. I loved it. Little dimples, fucking Sophia Cunningham dimples. You got me stuck. And then she had a cross. She's got a cross on. She comes off as real blonde, blue-eyed. She's got guts. I've watched her a little bit on the court. Little champion, little fucker she is. Little 3-point shot badass. I'm gonna get you, fucking Caitlin Carlin, bitch. I like her. But she's always sticking out her little boffing that ass tongue. And I thought about that. Christians don't run around doing that. The fuck? We don't. I'm sorry. We just don't. She's a superstar and a brand new culture queen, glamorous badass. I mean, even when I was, long dreadlocks in my 20s and lead singer of a badass reggae band, I kind of had that sort of swag. But she takes it to a whole new level and got her cross on, which means I'm supposed to be convinced that she's some golden, little champion. But the tongue stuck out. And it made me think back to Joe Burrows in his last year of college when he was being celebrated on people's shoulders and he had hit and he was on some serious. And I thought these people don't do that accidentally. They don't do it because it's comfortable. You know, that is ancient symbolic worship in everybody's face of Baphomet and Moloch. It is an open display of defiance against, again, not the God of anyone's particular textbook and Sunday school or the Quran or the Torah, but holiness in and of itself. An open display of defiance against that which is holy and needn't be explained to anyone in this world of open fallenness. And the open side dress with the barely hooked, where you can see that gorgeous ass fucking hip bone. Take that cross off, bitch. Okay? All right? You can only serve one master. I've never liked seeing any individual, and especially superstars, on some shit like that. And that was before I learned so much about the symbolism, that the magic spell that surrounds all of us, the grimoire, the glamour. I'm telling you, man, it's getting to the point where I'm just going to do like I've been doing. I did this the other night. Literally, I'm just like, my heart's breaking, you know, in consideration of all these channels. You know, I think I feel bad when I'm like, oh, wow, there's nothing here. When people who have spent maybe 10 years building a channel about something that's not about Nibiru or fucking aliens or anything, and they look one day and they're live and they say one word and all of a sudden they're demonetized. I feel that pain. Which is why the whole sort of, I mean, whatever campaign they have against me, they just cannot button it down. It doesn't work. You can't turn me against somebody covered in tattoos rapping about Negroes, even though he's white, because under the tattoos, maybe he's mixed. You can't turn me against the homeless dude because he's got, you know, because I'm jealous. You can't tweak my fucking ego. And here I'm going to look and think I got it bad when I do not depend on this, really, financially. And there's some people, and they've built it, and they've invested in YouTube. YouTube takes a lot of money. And all of a sudden, they get chopped off. How? So I turned that fucking thing off, and I was like, I've read this book 100 times. I'm going to start over. Chapter 1, A Long-Expected Party. When Mr. Bilbo Baggins of Bagan announced that he would shortly be celebrating his 11st birthday with a party of special magnificence, there was and I kept reading. Next thing I know, I'm out with a book on my chest. Like, yeah. So all this shit, you motherfuckers need to go back to the drawing board with me. Give a fuck. As I see our superstars and people whose lives are perfect suffer the consequences of the shrunken head, you know, or run around with their tongue stuck out. Sell out motherfuckers. I mean, dude, Sophia, like, that's your tongue that I'm looking at. That's your tonsils. Like, it's fucking gross. I mean, I would never do that. You ain't gonna see, even doing it here flippantly, you know, it feels so unnatural, so exposing, so vulnerable, so tongue sticking out in your face, funky breath, nigga having ass, funky shit. Nah. You know, it's an open sign of serving another master when you're gonna open your mouth and stick out your tongue and expose something that don't nobody want to see. Michelle Roos. No, she knows I'm fired up today. No, Michelle, there's been 0 people here. The whole video. It's been great. Even though there were people here, there's been nobody fucking here. As if the numbers are enough to supersede what is reality. As if the fucking screen, if the visible, what I'm supposed to think, because I see it there, and the TV says it's real, and the government says it's real and everything, and fucking Kenneth Copeland says I should pay him for it because I need to feel guilty because white privilege. So it must be real. So even though there's 14 people here, I see 0. So I'm going to choose the 0 over the here and now. I'm glad I'm a nobody too, John boy. You couldn't fucking pay me to be a superstar because they'd say, okay, all we need is 7. We know. Okay. We know that you've got a deep conviction of faith and stuff. You already signed that contract which says that you won't say Jesus or nothing, but we need you to stick your tongue out in front of the camera, in front of the fucking college, everybody. Be helpful if you throw that up too, but the tongue will suffice. I would say, you know what? Come here. Come here, motherfucker. And that's why we're nobodies, and it's a blessing. I'm telling you, I don't talk about it on purpose, but in Cincinnati, we got this neighborhood called Marymount. Some people pronounce it Mariemont. And it's where uppity younger people that work at Procter & Gamble and General Electric, you know, predominantly Caucasian, which is okay with me. It's fine. It's all right. Everybody's real careful to say I'm Protestant. They're careful to be Protestant. They don't give a fuck. You know, and so many of them live in $500,000 houses, and they have, you know, 2 Mercedes and a BMW, and their 16-year-old, you know, the kids drive the BMW, and, you know, all 3 kids go to private schools. The wife's kind of a bitch, but she's hot. Fake boobs, which actually look like beach balls. They're stupid. They just don't. They don't move or nothing, folks. I don't recommend. I don't know. I've heard. they're like beach balls. You can do that with them. They're stupid. Bounce a boing. They're dumb. They're just a waste of money. Trust me. I've heard. I've seen a couple pairs of them. Boom. Boom. They even sound like little beach balls. Boom. Boom. That's how the moon sounded for 12 hours. Hey, I'll tell you what, I will do anything. I mean, I'm going to go thrift shopping this afternoon. Me and my nephew are going to go thrift shopping just to prove that student, that fashion student at the sushi place, that we're going to take her up on her advice. And there's like 5 of you who are like, 7, I've been telling you for 10 years to go to the thrift store. Don't go to the mall. I thought about them. I need a pair of blue jeans. I haven't bought clothes since COVID. But things have changed. I'm going to go to the mall and walk out with a pair of blue jeans and a t-shirt with like Captain America or Wolverine or on some for $115 after, and just feel robbed and totally fucked over. Get home and it's not going to fit because the shit's made in Taiwan. Go to the thrift store. I'm gonna come back looking like I just got out of fucking the movie Heavy Metal. Boom, 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 boom. Heavy metal. The Allspark movie fucked me up. I was like 16. I was on acid, on shrooms or something. So, go ahead, superstars and your clones and body doubles and whoever you want to be. Geeks and gamers. I mean, it's really interesting being on the threshold of two divergent timelines, two very crucial point in my timeline today. Because I got the money to go buy an Xbox. And I just sense a massive, literally I see a massive hole opening right in front of me with brimstone and fire and some molten glowing hot shit down there and a couple of demons, a couple of harpies, and if I plunge mentally, spiritually, emotionally, much less the finances, into doing that. Can you envision me? Because that's what's happening to men in America in the thousands every minute. We are just saying, fuck it. Women are mean. They don't, and you are. I'd rather date a fucking cobra. Walk up to an American woman. To a degree. You know what I'm talking. And as American women, you don't give a fuck about American man. We're all broke and drink too much and blame our dads for everything. And we're all playing video. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But it is weird though. Interpersonal these days, everything's too expensive. Essentially, the bottom line is that life's too expensive. It's too hot. And normal people, don't forget though, just get out, go to the art museum, go to the zoo. It's interesting how I do understand that ego, sex, loneliness, isolation, everybody wants a hand to hold on to and stuff. It's like we all want our cake and want to eat it too, versus my nephew's fine. I'd love to hang out with my twin sister, my older brother, younger brother, an aunt, an uncle, and that happens when you mature and get older, and it's fortunate because there were a lot of people at the art museum yesterday, and marriages, and life goes on. The world is moving on, folks, and there's a lot of living to do out there, and it's free, and there's a lot of wisdom right here, and it's free, so forth and so on. And when it gets overwhelming, just remember that, we're not all geeks and gamers, especially us men. We've got to stand up and just be men. I haven't cleaned my car out since COVID. I've been homeless. And after this video, I need to just go clean it. Call my nephew. Well, it's early still. Call my nephew. Go to the thrift store. Find some cool clothes. And not turn into a geek and gamer at 53 years old and sit here and play God of War all godforsaken day. It's incredible. The blue woman, she was in the sky last night, and I did post the video. I'm back to just having that early excitement at how much the sky has changed. And come hell or high water, I'm going to post the videos when I see anything anomalous. And that blue woman's face, which I've seen a dozen times, if I've seen it once, was in the video last night. Halfway through the video, there it is. It changes from time to time. She looks younger. She looks older. She looks more alien. She looks more Egyptian. But she's up there. And I call them the Eternals, or the elementals. All this talk of aliens and technology and laser beams and stardust coming out of it and lightning bolts out of everybody's ass. What if there's life essence and life force before the Anunnaki? Before ever a pyramid was erected? Because they're in the skies. This, that's why so many people have converged on the word convergence or the concept of convergence, because so much is coming together at once. I'm skeptical as fuck when people see faces in the sky. I'm like, man, that's not maybe, because I'm a sky snob and there's got to be two suns and a fucking, dinosaur shit in a mountain and dragons and, and faces in the clouds. And lo and behold, years ago, I started seeing all just a lot of it is open to interpretation, but it's becoming more evident that people are seeing manifestations in the sky, and I wonder if that might not be, again, the technologies reading our mind and projecting things, seeing our deepest fears, seeing our deepest desires. All I know is I saw Spider-Man one time and I was like, this is more distraction. But the blue woman, Shiva, the Nagas, the stories from the ancient Vedic texts, which I think the powers would be they're making money off of Anunnaki. They're making money off of the tablets and Thoth and Egypt. Believe me, somebody's making big bucks off of all this shit, folks. But they tend to try to stay away from the Vedic texts. They try to stay away from the older stories of India and even ancient China. And I wonder why. A monopoly on the information. The corruption is back on underwear. When searching a monocle is back online after CERN shut down. Yeah, I've heard that the K is back in Chick-fil-A. I've noticed at times that I feel as if I'm being inadvertently and unknowingly weaned off of a certain pressure in the space-time continuum. I'm just being honest with you. Since CERN is shut off, what did I notice immediately? I didn't notice it at first. I noticed a lot of people are just like flatline, comatose, depressed. I did notice that. I don't tell anybody. I don't say it. It's like if people are having financial troubles, they are gutted by it. If people are having emotional or relationship problems, they are just, it's really strange. It's weird. It's quite weird. And I've noticed, I've just noticed a couple of peculiarities. Absolutely. Biggie Bag. Hey. Hi, Joe from Ohio. What's up? Without Chloe. Back in the 90s, women figured out that 3 baby daddies is a good income, and their daughters learned from their moms. Well, again, we're going to, I just don't like to speak in absolutes, and men, we better really be careful trying to in any way act like we got any fucking business, acting like we know what women have had to go through, are going through. They're definitely the stronger of the two sexes. They are. Sorry, it's just a toxic masculine world, and women just should all fucking be commended for putting up with our shit. I'll be right back. Joe from Ohio. Tell Chloe I said hi. And the wife. I gotta get another mocha, y'all. I'll be right back. Yeah, I mean, people like us, we just don't take the transition that's happening in the world lightly. We just don't. It's not, I don't think it's a financial, well, no, there are certain demographics and socio-economic uh, um, constraints or profiles that we all fit into. Um, I think those of us like myself, Jesse, any truther channels, UFOs, tarot card, psychic golf skills. I don't care. Anybody who's opening their mind, in my opinion, is tapping into something that's way beyond flesh and blood and, any of the what can be conceived as life or the struggles of humanity right now. If we're being relegated to the dangers of projectile pooping, folks, in the media, if we're being lied to and told that the extreme rainbows and halo around the sun, which is constant in some parts of the world, including here, unless they take care of the sky, to be blamed on hexagonal ice crystals in the upper atmosphere when we're experiencing a global heat wave, that they're beginning to contradict themselves. And yet, we're the few who see through those kind of contradictions. That means that there's something clairvoyant, psychic, who knows? But it's powerful. So don't let it slip. Accentuate it, build upon it. Hi, Emmett. Nurture it. You'll notice in doing so, if you endeavor to focus and strengthen what it is that you have, that may be gifts beyond the average, you'll notice everything will discourage you from it. So try harder. Then you'll notice that the wheels will fall out from underneath you and you get sick and your pet monkey died. Dig harder. Eyes, all good. I've been single for a long time and don't care to ever date anyone again. Well, I'd like to date again. I'm not resigning myself to the pit of loneliness yet, but I'm fine there. And I don't need to resort to pornography to alleviate my loneliness. That only digs a real filthy pit. I mean, it's not something that I necessarily go on and on about, folks, but the men's minds right now are the fucking battleground. Women naturally will bounce back from the toxic of this world. Not much else is safe. Except for the feminine, is us lonely, single, homeless, bullshit men getting over addictions and stuff, want to blame everything on the women in our lives. What the fuck? Time bombs. I show up and big acid bomb goes out and everything around me is liquefied. I want to blame it on that. You puddle of, it's your fault. If I was a woman, I wouldn't come anywhere near me. The world has banished you into the wilderness. No, it fucking hasn't, John. Come on. I've known you way too long. But I know it feels that way right now. So, yes. I mean, sure. Knock yourself out. Just fucking blaming the world gets super unproductive after a while. Doesn't put no money in your pocket. Cyclosporia. It's hilarious. It's just hilarious. So I'm not going to go get an Xbox. I am going to go clean out that car. Not with Ashley anymore, Seven. Who? What? You're not with Ashley anymore. Well, I'm not surprised. She wasn't exactly the sort of. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to judge anyone, but just sort of very much. I don't know. I'm not gonna talk shit. Yeah. Sucks. You're in Rhode Island. No, it's cool because I know that you're not a shit talker either, you know, and every relationship is just, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's so hard these days to be able to, because we all want to be super honest, you know, and yet it's safe to guard yourself these days, and everybody's fucking broke. Couldn't believe it, you know. Went to the art museum yesterday, and I'm thinking to myself, shit, man, when we walk out of here, you know, thank God I didn't go buy an Xbox, and it was free. So it's all, you know, John, you're free. You're in the woods. Nearest small town is 10 miles away. Did I mention smart people have mentors? I don't know, John. You know exactly what you need to do because I've been doing it. But to sit here and say that to you is unnecessary. You know what to do. We all know exactly what to do, or maybe more aptly said, what not to do. We've got to get a grip. Time to just get a grip. Sorry. Man, it's cold in this house. These people keep the air in here at like 68 degrees. Everybody's passed out. I'm not, you know, come back here. Hey, everybody. Where you been? I work for the Pentagon now, and I've been sober for 4 days. Well, you've been gone. All your shit suit. And it's cool because I know something nobody knows. I just got a bonus. Instead of going and blowing it on an Xbox, I'm going to save it for a down payment on an apartment. But I'm not going to rush out in Mount Healthy in the hood on a Sunday and go find the first one that I can off TikTok, you know, sign a lease, but pay a $75 application fee first and, you know, get some little ghetto ass hole in the wall and wish I was back here. Slow down. I know something nobody knows. I also know, and I'm just being honest, that I'm really digging videos these days with real people who just keep talking because it's ASMR. I mean, that sounds really stupid and weird how that's the moniker for it, but you know what it is though. It's like really nice to listen to someone who carries on, who just carries on, and is comfortable in their own skin, and actually is making sense about what they're talking about, and even if they don't, still sound as if they believe enough in it to where it starts to sort of make sense. But even if it doesn't, I need a soothing voice. I need a confident, soothing person who believes in themselves and what they're speaking about. Other than that, it's amazing. You know, it could be about any number of topics, and it's just so amazing. Mama told me you better shop around. For sure. Joe from Ohio. So are you going to succumb to the urge that so many men are submitting and surrendering to? The spiritual acquiescence, a request that we acquiesce to, which is to go delve more deeply into the super personal life of video games, social media, sports, basically me and a screen and some buttons to push Well, you can't. Oh, God help us all. I need to pray. Dear composer, thank you for asking me to pray to you before the video. You ain't never told me to do that before. I could tell that you were like, well, it's not really about me. It's like you're telling the people, which is just if you can focus your spirit. But thank you for protecting us today. Thank you for letting us realize that right now it's crunch time. That we can't afford to serve two masters, to serve our not even our flesh, just our desire to escape reality and the heat and the loneliness and depression and anxiety and fear and all the other things that are hounding us. Just lift us above it all. In Jesus' name I pray. Selah. Damn phone died. Life is short. Take leaps of faith. Do something different. Go to the art museum. When I was up north in Cleveland, I went fishing with my buddy Scott. Tried that. We caught a bunch of fish, took them home, and ate them. Go to the zoo. That's expensive, though. Interestingly, while we were at the art museum yesterday, I thought for the price of an admission to a zoo or a theme park or anything, I could go buy a canvas, a few brushes, a small palette with a few colors, and create my own masterpiece. Think out the box. I don't know why they keep. Well, yeah, it's a house full of a bunch of partiers who say they're not partying, and it's just gross. I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. The cool thing is that I know something none of these dudes know, and it's just cool. It's cool, being just being backup, being your own backup. It's cool devising plans on how to save $5 a day instead of blowing it on monsters. It just go ahead and just drink the instant coffee and put some chocolate in it. Save, invest in ourselves, create our own works of art. These things now, folks, we have to do because it's all you can afford to do. Become your own Bob Ross. We're going to clean out that brush and beat the devil out of it. There's a reason. Ow, I broke my hand at work. I will give you all a little report about work. 6 months ago, I was, essentially, my car was broke down. It was in an impound. I was in the psych ward in a hospital gown with no idea what I was going to do except for stop drinking alcohol. Now I work for a steel transportation company. My boss owns half of the property from downtown to what we call Miamisville, all up and down the river. I have keys to a huge warehouse with 3 huge forks. My boss actually bought a baby forklift. It's an itty bitty little thing. It's only 6,000 pounds. And then I have a 16,000 pound one. That's Big Red, I call her. And then there's a 32,000 pounder. And trust. And millions of dollars worth of inventory in the warehouse because it's specialized. Like there's other huge coils of steel and we can keep them outside. Those are down by the river. All the other boys kind of handle that stuff. But the real fancy shit from Germany and Japan and stuff, that comes to my warehouse. And it all happened overnight. My life changed like that. And I'm at a point now where I know something you don't know. I've got something they don't know. I'm going to start stashing money away to where I don't know. Or under lock and key at a bank for 2 years. You know, certain certain little things I can do to where that seed of desperation and fear is now able to be, can be really become sort of a font, a little treasure chest, a little storage. Never done that before. Just takes a little bit of discipline. On to my third live stream. Y'all be a little kinder than needed. Okay, well, I'm about to dip too, because I'm gonna go clean out that car and stop living so much necessarily in, trying to convince the world of anything or so forth. I'm not trying to do that or look at the numbers or any of that stuff. Call my nephew and go to the thrift store because I don't want to. But it's what we can afford. While they're trying to divide us and conquer us, we can just adapt and change, lighten up. Sing a song. Sing a song. Boom, boom, ba-doo-dum. Now, just remember what you started the video with. Boom, 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 boom. Continuity of thought, folks. Army don't make mistakes. I mentioned Alzheimer's earlier and the fact that they're still not really able to describe. Something's messing with our minds. But continuity takes 2 chords. Boom, ba-boom, boom, boom, ba-boom, boom, boom. But you can mess it up and make it happy. It's not dun, 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 dun. Nah, man. Telephone Love, Shabba Ranks. Boom, ba-boom, boom, boom, ba-boom, boom. Telephone Love. Sounds so sweet on the phone. Internet love. Why do I feel so alone? Internet love. Hit that like and subscribe. Dun, dun, dun. Telephone love. When you don't, I don't feel alive. Love you all. It's the cat. Peace.